Welcome back to EGN Podcast. So today, guys, we are going to go through Proverbs. It's going to be part 2. Part 1, we went through from 1 to 8, the verses. So here we are going to continue. As always, if you like this type of content, like, subscribe, and share. So let's get right into it. So Proverbs 9, it says, Wisdom has built her house. She has set up its 7 pillars. She has prepared her meat and mixed her wine. She has also set her table. She has sent out her servants, and she calls from the highest point of the city. Let all who are simple come to my house. To those who have no sense, she says, Come eat my food, and drink the wine I have mixed. Live your simple ways, and you will live, walking the way of insight. Whoever corrects a mocker invites insult. Again, whoever corrects a mocker invites insults. Whoever rebukes the wicked incurs abuse. Do not rebuke mockers, or they will hate you. Rebuke the wise, and they will love you. So what does it mean, right? It says, if you rebuke the wise, they will love you. People who are wise, people who are open to be not criticized, but to correct themselves, to grow, they will love you. They will thank you for your advice. They will appreciate your feedback. Of course, depends how it's said, because the message can be of value and a good message, but if it's delivered badly or not by the right person, it cannot be accepted in some ways. But usually, if that's a wise person, they will be still open to take in consideration the feedback. The other way, if you rebuke the mockers, they will hate you. So, if you rebuke people who are already negative and they're not willing to change, they won't like you, they won't love you, because you are pointing out things that they know that it's something to work on from their side. But since you're pointing out and you're putting light on it, they don't want to see it, so they will hate you for that. So let's get back to it. And again, here it mentions, instruct the wise, and they will be wiser still. Teach the righteous, and they will add to their learning, as we were just explaining. The fear of the Lord, again, is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. For through wisdom your days will be many, and years will be added to your life. If you are wise, your wisdom will reward you. If you are a mocker, you alone will suffer. Folly is an unruly woman. She is simple and knows nothing. She sits at the door of her house, on a seat at the highest point of the city, calling out to those who pass by, who go straight on their way. So the folly says, let all who are simple come to my house. To those who have no sense, she says, stolen water is sweet. Food eaten in secret is delicious, but little do they know that the dead are there, that her guests are deep in the realm of dead. Meaning, here is explanation of folly is an unruly woman. So she knows nothing. She's just as simple as it can be. And she sits at the door of her house, and she's just like letting people know, hey, come in, and she's telling them stolen water is sweet. So whether you stole the water, it's still gonna be sweet. It's gonna be nice. The food, come here. There is a very delicious food. So it's basically a trap, inviting people over to her offerings. But it mentions that little do they know that the dead are there, that her guests are deep in the realm of the dead. Now, you can interpret this in many ways, but again, if you are wise, if you feel that this something which is not necessarily a woman, or the situation is sketchy and it does not feel good and seem good because we can feel it, then probably it's not the right choice to go with it. Again, this can be interpreted in many ways. So this is Proverbs 9. Let's go to Proverbs 10. Proverbs 10. And this one is the Proverbs of King Solomon. A wise son brings joy to his father, but a foolish son brings grief to his mother. And this is very true. A wise son brings joy to his father, but a foolish son brings grief to his mother. Okay? Ill-gotten treasures have no lasting value. Ill-gotten treasures have no lasting value, but righteous delivers from that. So if you get treasures, which you get it in a bad way, they have no value. They will last no time. Why? Because you don't value it yourself. You receive them in not the right way, and you know what's the right way or the wrong way. You know it inside of you. You know what is good, what is bad, right? And it won't last. Like people who are receiving, a big amount of money from doing something that is maybe legal but not morally good or ethically good. Those amounts, most of the time, they won't last because they don't value it. You didn't receive it by the hard work. So it will just go quickly. But the righteousness delivers from that. So if you are righteous, sorry, I do have some allergies. If you are righteous, it will deliver you from the death. Because what you say is what you mean is what you say, and you walk with integrity so you won't fall. Okay? You won't fall, so righteousness delivers from that. The Lord does not let the righteous go hungry, but he thwarts the craving of the wicked. The Lord does not let the righteous go hungry, but he thwarts the craving of the wicked. And this is actually an interesting passage because even in the New Testament, Jesus says, my Father takes care of, the birds, the flowers, and he clothes them and he feeds them. And he was mentioning to other disciples and people that they're worried about, what they will eat, what they will wear. So it says here, the Lord does not let the righteous go hungry. And even actually, this is a goodie, like people that you see that are outside and unfortunately they are homeless, like they're adapting, they're getting. So people who are like homeless, unfortunately, who are like outside and they're still getting fed, they're adapting. They're not just left on without nothing. There is still ways for them to be taken care of. And this brings to another point also, which is the fact that nobody lengthened, so like nobody lived more by worrying about tomorrow. Let tomorrow be taken care of by tomorrow. If you're worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow, what's the point? Because you cannot change anything, or you cannot, like, tomorrow is tomorrow. And same thing, it's mentioned in the New Testament also. So the Lord does not let the righteous go hungry, but towards the craving of the wicked. And lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth. Again, lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth. I mean, it's self-explaining, right? If you don't work, you will stay in poverty. And I would add, from my side, I would say that just working hard is not enough to be able to going from just working and going through getting some wealth. Because working hard, you can work hard, you can be a great worker, a good worker, a good man, a good woman, a sincere with integrity. But if you don't do it the smart way, and you don't know your value, your potential, you don't develop yourself, you don't work on your mind, on your body, on your goals, on your daily things that you do that creates who you are, what you eat, what you drink, you can be a good man, a good woman, but you stay there where you are. And even people who are, let's say, giving you your work or your business, they're just gonna be like, okay, well, he or she's doing what she's good at, and that's it. Why should we change that? The person doesn't seem to want more. So let's leave it like that. But it's true that if you are lazy, it comes to poverty. With diligent hands, it will bring wealth if you are doing also in a smart way, not just hard way, working hard. Both together in my opinion, must go together. He who gathers crops in summer is a prudent son, but he who sleeps during harvest is a disgraceful son. Again, he who gathers crops in summer is a prudent son. In summer, it's beautiful. It's good weather. There is sunshine. Everybody is on vacation. But if you don't keep your crops, meaning you are not preparing yourself for the hard times, the winter, you're not a prudent son. You're disgraceful. And this is mentioning son, but it can be a daughter too, right? But he who sleeps during harvest, if you do nothing during harvest, summer, you are a disgraceful son because you are not thinking, preparing for what's gonna come, right? It's not you are not deciding not to worry about it. You are, first of all, if you are not doing anything, then you are just, closing your eyes, acting like it doesn't exist and it won't come, the hard times. But if you do prepare by doing actions, by having a plan, that's not about worrying. That's about preparing not to be worried when it will come. That's why it says, if you sleep during the harvest, you are a disgraceful son. Blessings crown the head of the righteous, but violence overwhelms the mouth. Okay, the violence overwhelms the mouth of the wicked. The name of the righteous is used in blessings, but the name of the wicked will rot. The wise in heart accept commands, but a chattering fool comes to ruin. So the wise in heart accept commands, but a chattering fool comes to ruin. Okay, so this is very interesting. So 9, whoever walks in integrity whoever walks with integrity walks securely, but whoever takes crooked paths will be found out. So again, if you take the path of walking with crooked paths, so not the righteous paths, it will be found out one day or the other. That's how it works. There is no doing bad things and then nothing happens to you or to your next generations. You might think that, hey, nothing happened to me. That's not how it works. Whoever walks with integrity walks securely. If you walk with integrity, you know that what you do, what you did is the right things. It doesn't harm anybody. You walk securely. Whoever winks maliciously causes grief. A chattering fool comes to ruin. The mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. The mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life, but the mouth of wicked conceals violence. So hatred stirs up conflict. And we see it these days a lot, like in the news, in what's happening in other countries. Hatred stirs up conflict, but love covers all wrongs. We do miss love in most of the conflicts that all of the conflicts we see on the news. Wisdom is found on the lips of the discerning, but a rod is for the back of one who has no sense. The wise store up knowledge, but the mouth of fool invites ruin. Again, the wise stores up knowledge, but the mouth of a fool invites ruin. So if you are a wise man, a wise woman, you store up knowledge, you feed your mind, not just your body, you feed it with good information, good books, good audiobooks, podcasts. You feed it, okay, with knowledge. But the mouth of a fool invites ruin. Somebody who is foolish, what they will say brings ruin. Somebody will be ruined, They propose things that are morally incorrect. They do give comments that are not, good. And then when you're around them, you get used to it, so it's okay for you, but in reality, it's not okay. And worst thing to do is to follow their lead or their example or their advice. That's the worst thing. The wages of the righteous is life, but the earnings of the wicked are sin and death. The wages of the righteous is life, but the earnings of the wicked are sin and death. Whoever heeds discipline shows the way to life, but whoever ignores correction leads others astray. Again, whoever heeds discipline, okay, this is This was written like more than 2,000, 3,000 years ago. It says again, whoever heeds discipline shows the way to life, but whoever ignores correction leads others astray. Whoever conceals hatred with lying lips and spreads slander is a fool. Okay? Whoever conceals hatred with lying lips is spread slander is a fool. Sin is not ended by multiplying words, but the prudent hold their tongues. Okay, sin is not ended by multiplying words, but the prudent hold their tongues. If it's something sinful, whether you try to cover it up and say a lot of things and words and phrases just to bring it like it's normal and it's okay, doesn't cover it up. The prudent hold their tongues. When you say something, you think about what you want to say and how you want to say it. You don't just say it just because you want to say it. You don't say it just because you think that it's the right place to say it or you have the right to say it. Everything has its time and place. The tongue of the righteous is a choice silver, but the heart of the wicked is of little value. The lips of the righteous nourish many, but fools die for lack of sense. The lips, this is deep, of the righteous nourish many, but fools die for lack of sense. Okay, so think about it. The lips of the righteous nourish many. So this is about the leaders, the people who are inspiring, the people that you look up to. What are they doing? Yes, they are doing actions, but you are also listening to them. There are words coming out of their mouths and their lips, and that those words can nourish, right? They can nourish your mind, your soul. It's amazing how it explains it. But fools die for lack of sense. The blessing of the Lord brings wealth without painful toil for it. A fool finds pleasure in wicked schemes, but a person of understanding delights in wisdom. What the wicked dread, will overtake them. What the righteous desire will be granted. When the storm has swept by, the wicked are gone, but the righteous stand firm forever. This is deep too. As vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes, so are sluggards to those who send them. The fear of the Lord adds length to life, but the years of the wicked are cut short. Again, the fear of the Lord adds length to life. So if you fear the Lord, meaning you listen to His law, His commandments, you do the right things, it will lengthen your life. You will live a much longer life, a better life. But if you are wicked, your years will be cut short. The prospect of the righteous is joy, but the hopes of the wicked comes to nothing. The way of the Lord is a refuge for the blameless, but it is the ruin of those who do evil. The way of the Lord is a refuge for the blameless, but it is the ruin of those who do evil. The righteous will never be uprooted, but the wicked will not remain in the land. For the mouth of the righteous comes the fruit of wisdom, but a perverse tongue will be silenced. From the mouth of the righteous comes the fruit of the wisdom, but a perverse tongue will be silenced. The lips of the righteous know what finds favor, but the mouth of the wicked only what is perverse. So the lips of the righteous know what finds favor. What people who are righteous, they know what finds favor, what is good things, but the mouth of the wicked only what is perverse. Okay. So already in this one, Proverbs 10, there's many good gems. And these things, guys, you cannot just read it one time and be like, okay, I read it. No, this is something people study all their life and apply, most importantly. You don't just read it or listen to it. You try to apply it of your best possibility, because this is part of the wisdom, right? So Proverbs 11, the Lord detests dishonest scales, but accurate weights find favor with Him. When pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. This is deep. When pride comes, then comes disgrace. With humility comes wisdom. Now, humility is not timidity, okay? Humility meaning you're humble. Timidity means You are scared of showing who you are and showing your personality and talking with people or doing, going outside of your comfort zone. But humility comes with wisdom, meaning you know that you are good in something. You are not going to tell everybody, hey, look how good I am in this thing. There is one thing to be able to sell yourself when the situation needs it, but that also there is a way to do it humbly. But there is another thing to walking like you are, the most important person and, pride, right? It says as when pride comes, then comes disgrace. Because when you are proudful, well, in some senses, it even shows your level of thinking, I would say, consciousness, because you are giving your identity to a specific thing, like your status, your work, your achievement, I don't know, like what you went through. Those are things that we give our pride, or where you are from, your last name. For your last name, I wouldn't say it's a bad thing, but again, if you start to walk like, you are better than everybody else, just because of some of those things, you might be better than everybody else in some things that you do, which is good, which is great. That's called skills. But doesn't mean that we gotta, walk with pride, not with humility. The integrity of the upright guides them, but the unfaithful are destroyed by their duplicity. Wealth is worthless in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from that. Again, when we pass away, wealth doesn't mean anything. Maybe it means something for the next generation, but for yourself, doesn't mean anything. What means something and everything, it's your righteousness, which will deliver you from that, eternal death. The righteousness of the blameless makes their path straight, but the wicked are brought down by their own wickedness. The righteousness of the upright delivers them, but the unfaithful are trapped by evil desires. The righteousness of the upright delivers them, but the unfaithful are trapped by evil desires. Okay, this is interesting. Hopes placed in mortals die with them. All the promise of their power comes to nothing. The righteous person is rescued from trouble, and it falls on the wicked instead. So the righteous person is rescued from trouble, right? And it falls on the wicked instead. With their mouths, the godless destroy their neighbors, but through knowledge, the righteous escape. So those who are godless, in this example, it says they destroy their neighbors. Okay, so they destroy their neighbors, but through knowledge, the righteous escape. Okay, if you have the knowledge, the wisdom, you will escape those who are godless, who doesn't care about all that, and who do the wicked stuff. You will escape them. When the righteous prosper, the city rejoices. When the wicked perish, there are shouts of joy. Right? So, of course, this is not the best thing, but when the person who is giving back to everybody, or where it's a positive impact, a net positive to society, everybody in the city rejoices because they feel like the person is representing them well, and they're giving back and this positivity and good things. But if you're a bad person, hey man, some people can't even be happy when something bad happens. Through the blessings of the upright, a city is exalted, but by the mouth of the wicked it is destroyed. Whoever derides their neighbor has no sense, but one who has understanding holds their tongue. The one who has understanding holds their tongue. A gossip betrays a confidence, but a trustworthy person keeps a secret. Again, a gossip betrays confidence. So if you talk about somebody else with other people, and I'm not talking about the specific situation that happened that included you, but a situation about this person did this and did that, and then you criticize them with no justification, it's not good, because it betrays a confidence. But a trustworthy person keeps a secret. If somebody tells you something that is personal, important for them, for the relationship, it gotta be a secret. For lack of guidance, a nation false, but a victory is won through many advisors. Again, for lack of guidance, this is speaking about nation, but it can be about yourself too. Ourselves, like if we don't have any advice or any guidance, we might do the same errors as other people did just because we didn't take the time to inquire and get the information to do the way that the right way is to do, and to repeat the same errors. But victory is won through many advisors, right? If you have many advisors, many people who can give you input, advice, perspective, that's how you can win. Whoever puts up security for a stranger will surely suffer, but whoever refuses to shake hands in pledge is safe. Okay. A kind-hearted woman gains honor, but a ruthless man gains only wealth. This is interesting. A kind-hearted woman gains honor, but a ruthless man gains only wealth. Those who are kind benefit themselves, but the cruel bring ruin on themselves. A wicked person earns deceptive wages, but the one who sows righteousness reaps a sure reward. Okay, this is speaking about really, it's come back to the same. If you do the right things, you get the right rewards. If you get bad things, you get the bad rewards. Truly, the righteous attain life, but whoever pursues evil finds death. The Lord detests those whose hearts are perverse, but he delights in those whose ways are blameless. But be sure of this, the wicked will not go unpunished, but those who are righteous will go free. Like a gold ring in a pig's snout is a beautiful woman who knows no discretion. The desire of the righteous ends only in good, but the hope of the wicked only in wrath. One person gives freely, yet gains even more. Another withholds unduly, but comes to poverty. This is deep also. It comes to the point of giving. In these days, we talk about a lot, when you give, you get back. The universe will give you back something, I mean, I don't know about the universe, but this is something that was written a long time ago. And it's mentioned even in the New Testament that it's truly better to give than to receive. So it says here, one person gives freely yet gains even more. So if you see a person that is in need, you help them. You don't gain anything from them, but you will get something one day or the other by, just like that. You will say, oh, maybe it's the universe, maybe it's a coincidence, maybe. But hey, that's how it works. But if you don't, okay, if you just keep everything to yourself, you come to poverty. You don't get what you could have got. A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. If you help them, another person will help you. If you don't help them, maybe you won't get help from nobody else. People curse the one who hoards grain, but they pray God's blessings on the one who is willing to sell. Whoever seeks good finds favor, but evil comes to one who searches for it. Those who trust in their riches will fall, but the righteous will thrive like a green leaf. Again, whoever trusts in their riches will fall, but the righteous will thrive like a green leaf. Whoever brings ruin on their family will inherit only wind, and the fool will be the servant to the wise. The fool will be the servant to the wise. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and the one who is wise saves lives. If the righteous receives their due on earth, how much more the ungodly and the sinner? So again, the fruit of the righteous is a tree of life. And the one who is wise saves lives. If the righteous receive their due on earth, okay? If you are a good person, you do good things, how much more the ungodly and the sinner will receive? This is deep. So guys, we stopped at Proverbs 11. We'll do another part to go through it. There is many Proverbs. I think a total there is around 30 Proverbs altogether.
let me know. Let me know if this is interesting for you. I have a lot more interesting stuff that we can do videos about. Right now I'm reading a very interesting book that I'm sure a lot of you guys can benefit from. So we'll work on that too. But let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and share. And see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Peace.